for this bite-size exercise, we're going to be down on the floor. We're going to run through a few stretches. So we're going to start with some preacher to up dog. We're going to take our hips into our heels. We're going to reach our hands away from us, hold and breathe in here. Think about really reaching those hands away and letting your chest sink in towards the floor. Then all we're going to do is we're just going to transition through. So we're going to bring our hips and shoulders back up and forwards. We're going to keep going forwards, bringing our hips into the floor, opening our chest up, trying to get those shoulders away from the ears. Again, just breathing in and out. And then I want you to transition back into the preacher position. Do a few breaths in and out, and just hold down in this position, letting that chest sink through. And then again, just transition forwards. So back into that up dog position, hips into the floor. Think about pushing your hands into the ground and lifting through your chest. Eyes up and forward, shoulders away from ears, transitioning back. We're going to do one more hold in each position. Focus on nice deep breaths as you're doing this. Breathing in, breathing out. So now all we're going to do is we're going to go back into our preacher. We're going to keep going with this movement, but we're going to try and transition nice and smoothly from one to the other, either rolling down and through, so chest towards the floor, and then pushing up towards the end, and then reversing that motion back. Or coming up into a cat-cow, so as we come up, really flexing through the spine, pushing those hips forwards, and then extending and opening the spine on the way down. And then again, rolling back. And you can kind of just transition through these for the next couple of seconds. We've got about 10 seconds. So you can just kind of practice one or the other, rolling through, just get a nice movement. Excellent. Then all we're going to do is we're going to come up and onto all fours. Using our left hand first, we're going to take thumb to the sky. We're going to reach our hand out and away from us as we push our hips back into that preacher position. Nice deep breath, and then we're going to come up. We're going to come hand out to about 11 o'clock. Again, thumb to the sky, reaching out and away. Think about pushing your hand down into the floor. Back up, we're going to come out to about 10 o'clock. This time as we come down, we're going to slightly start twisting our chest away from our hand, stretching through the chest. Back up and out to about 9 o'clock. Good, breathing nice and deeply into that. Think about kind of scooping your shoulder away from your ear again. And now start making your way back up. So back to 9 o'clock, or sorry, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Slowly, in your own time, just make your way back up and round. We're going to go for another 10 seconds and then we're going to swap sides. And swapping sides. So if Cody twists 180, we can see from the front now, on all fours. Thumb to the sky, he reaches away from him and pushes his hips backwards. Good, then he's going to come out to about 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock on the right hand side. Reaching in and then back up. He's lightly pushing his little finger into the ground, always trying to take a nice deep breath into each position. Reaching that hand away, reaching those fingertips away, but keeping that shoulder slightly screwed in and set. You should be feeling the stretch all the way through your lats at the top or through the chest as we're out to the side. Excellent. We're just going to come back onto all fours. Cody 180 again for me. We're going to tuck through our toes at the back. And what we're going to do is we're going to push our hips high into the air and reach, pushing through our hands, reach our chest through our hands. Good. We're just going to try and hold this for as long as we can. If you need to rest, just drop to your knees, come back up. All right? If you find this movement hard or this position hard, you can raise your hands up a little bit higher onto something. It will make it a little bit easier. But think hips high, heels are pushed into the ground, and chest is trying to push through with these shoulders strong and set. From here, you can start moving through your ankles. You can drive one into the ground as you bend the other. This might be quite intense to start, so you might have to do a few switches to begin with, but slowly try and ease into some nice little holds. Think about driving again, that heel down, stretching through the back of the leg, and then relaxing onto the other side. Alright, we're going to drop down to our knees. We're going to bring one foot nice and close to our hands here. Excellent. So keeping the back knee on the ground is easier, extending that leg up is a little bit harder. We're going to reach the same hand as our foot up into the air. And then we're going to bring the elbow down towards our heel. And then we're just going to repeat this. Opening up. As we open up, we're pushing into the ground, reaching our hand nice and high. As we come down, we're trying to sink and sit into our hip. Opening up. And back down. Opening up. And back down. Try and take nice deep breaths as we do this. Really trying to breathe out and relax into each position. Again, you're opening through your T-spine. Try and keep this foot nice and planted into the ground. Alright, we'll swap to the other side. So again, you are rotating up and open. Pushing that bottom hand into the ground, reaching this top hand high, spreading those shoulder blades, and then elbow towards heel, sinking into the hips, sitting in. You might find that you almost rock forwards and backwards slightly. Reaching tall, shoulders scooped and set. Down we come. It's all about actively stretching out here. We're kind of using our muscles to actually lengthen and stretch, not just passively sitting into things. Nice deep breaths into the stomach or the chest, depending on what you want to feel the stretch. Alright, last one, and then we're going to come into our last little stretch. So we'll come up onto one knee. We're going to lift our chest nice and tall. We're going to think about tucking the pelvis here. And all we're going to do is we're going to then shift our weight forwards, hold for a second, and then come backwards. Much like our clockwork lunge that we did with our arm earlier, we're going to start bringing our legs slightly out to the side. Now, as you do this, you're going to keep shifting your knee over your toes, so the way you move is going to be slightly different, but always keep your hips facing forwards. Now you should get a nice stretch in two different places here. Number one is going to be this back leg running up into your groin. And if you really focus on pulling your knee open by squeezing your glutes, you're going to get another stretch up in the groin here. So just keep working your way round. And we're going to go for about another 10-15 seconds. Good, all the way back to the beginning, and then when you're ready, we'll swap to the other side. That's it. So again, Cody's going to sit nice and tall, make sure his spine's tall. He's going to tuck his pelvis under and make sure his hips stay facing forwards. As he comes round, he's going to open the knee up ever so slightly. Now, if you find a spot that you really like here, all you've got to do is just repeat that place. All right, you can just stick in that one place if you want. Again, keeping that pelvis tucked in, your core lightly engaged, that chest nice and tall. We're going to go for about 10 more seconds. So again, we should be able to get all the way out and back in about once. If you find that you're getting through it twice, you might be going a little bit quick. Try and sit into each position for a nice little bit. Breathe and relax into it. But again, actively pulling yourself into those positions. Alright, once you get all the way back, you're going to get up on your feet. So once you're done, up on your feet, and all I want you to do is just give everything a little shake. Shake everything out. Little bounces, and then that's it. You're done and ready to go.